in spite of lot of advancement about bringing women into management science and making them leaders of the management and putting them in pivotal positions for taking decisions is a concept which is yet to be much investigated, and there is a need of lot of implementation and bringing much women empowerment and women as leaders, decision makers. And as on today, there is a lot of demand to the concept of intuitive decision makers or leaders who take decisions with a lot of intuition about a particular context, or in general management, in building the long term policies of the corporation or a company. Are definitely women contribute quite a lot. They have a specific psychology, a specific psyche in leading things and comprehending the world, comprehending the situations that are to be faced in an organization. Women leaders make work better. The science behind how they do that is they are more intuitive in comprehending a situation. Psychological research shows women leaders improve business. Experts share number of times how to increase the number of women leadership in certain roles of a corporation or of a company, which will be more beneficial in giving them leadership positions. When more women are empowered to lead, everyone benefits. Decades of studies show women leaders help increase productivity, enhance collaboration, inspire organizational dedication, and improve fairness. These two are the major characteristic features which the modern management has to concentrate about the talent and the capacity, the tenacity of women leaders in building these two things, which are, we can rather say, live wires of the power. They are that they will be building companies led by women. They will be doing so much of collaboration and inspire organizational dedication and improve fairness. Fairness is also a very pivotal parameter of an organization. Industrial organization psychologists offer host of evidence backed strategies for helping close to gender gap. Those include earlier identification of leadership potential, training for men, women, others already in power to serve as allies, and formal mentoring and sponsorship programs that will help the situation, and it will create such an environment where an organization will be celebrating women's participation and their contribution into this modern era of psychology, which is giving a lot of problems to the organizational methods and several problems in the organization. Jagdish Prakash and his associate of the International Institute of Management Development came up last time with their pioneering cross-cultural research effort. Intuition, the new frontier of management. Primarily on their international survey of intuition, the survey has the primary objective of determining how those on the frontiers of coping with world of business perplexity, that is rapidity and complexity, which the present age of generation of organizations are placed. I repeat, perplexity, that is rapidity and complexity. Understand the intuition, the power of intuition in their professional and personal lives, claimed the most ambitious survey of its kind. It reports findings derived from a questionnaire with several projects, nearly 1300 top senior managers. It is found that intuitive capacity, the intuitive decision making process done by women managers or women in the frontiers of leadership have given great results. The purpose of my talk is mainly to analyze the findings of the several people who say that women in power have more intuitive, and they are people who can create fairness and develop dedication in the organization with their personalities, which is managerial thinking and the economic development and this emotional balancing. That intuitive personality of heart and a woman definitely avoids several contradictions in the role of logic, intellect, head and leading styles of the future managerial thinking and the economic development. I'm sure the future management thinking has to do a quite a lot in developing or giving an opportunity to women as the leaders in various top positions. The respondents in various surveys were tested on intuition and found definitely the female managers rating themselves very high on intuition is significantly their intuition is significantly larger than the corresponding proportion of the male managers in several situations where crisis management was done. At the time of crisis, the women leaders, women managers, they have shown a lot of balance and propensity in developing a culture, an environment to deal the crisis in an easy manner rather than making it complex and giving a bad result. Another important point is the graphic expressions of their concept intuition. Female managers were higher, 81% against 77% of the male managers. The analysis relates to the use of intuition by the respondents in their professional and personal life also. That harmony, that balance which the women leaders maintain between professional and personal life is a great characteristic feature which has to be developed, and that there is a necessity of emanating that sort of culture among the managers which can influence the entire psyche of an organization, and their professional approach and personal approach to findings review that female managers were using more of intuition in their professional life and also in their personal life. Thus, it can be noted that female managers have been found superior in comparison to their male counterparts on all the three dimensions of intuition covered, that is, objective as well as subjective rating, graphic expression, and use intuition rating. Graphic expression and use of intuition in the professional approach, professional management, and the personal lives. The question is, what is the message? What does it mean in the terms of future scenario where we have to develop a lot of women managers and leaders in the organization? During the initial phase of industrialization, since management did not emerge as an area of study and the management practices were relatively new and based on the trial and error method. I would rather say rural than primal method, that is on trial and error, common sense, experience, and also intuition used, but not mainly emphasizing over the intuition in dealing these situations. The major factors in decision making and the management, the emergence of management education and research has contributed quite a lot in projecting women as top leaders. The analytical tools and techniques management became increasingly an intellectual exercise. I repeat this word, increasingly an intellectual exercise. Such an emphasis on analytical approach got a further boost because of data processing, econometrics, computer engineering, now with the artificial intelligence and the operations research. These are highly sophisticated analytical tools also yielded results during the several decades including 60s, 70s, and particularly now in this particular juncture of very fast growing decade. In the light of strategizing a market, emotion instructing efforts, and growing the employment problems of many countries. Parekh points out it now seems questionable whether the problems faced by tomorrow's managers will be solved quite readily by the powers of shrewd analysis alone. This shrewd analysis, duly with harmonizing capacity between professional and personal life and comprehending the situations, showing lot of balance and intuitiveness, that intuitive comprehension can definitely is the major characteristic feature of women in leadership that has to be concentrated by the corporate world. Metaphorically speaking, from hand through head towards the heart. I repeat, metaphorically speaking, from hand through head towards heart. Corporate world leaders, several people like Baer, Philip, and leading thinkers on management like Warren Bennis and Harold J. Levin, the Peter M. Several people are saying that they say clearly with all emphasis that women with intuitive capacity and complementing the ability to walk up the walking and taking the organizational ability to see that it is not be crippled even at the in the midst of great crisis is the strength of women leaders, that is their capacity of intuitive management. So in this juncture, with this thinking as background, to sum up, we have seen that analytic technique alone can no longer deliver the goods. There is need to bring an intuition and emotion in decision making. I repeat these two concepts very well because in this present changing world, which where the organizations are facing a lot of complexities, these two qualities have to be developed. I repeat again, analytic technique alone can no longer deliver goods. There is need to bring intuition and emotion in decision making. Management and management economic development will take place only when this intuition plays a vital role. Women are the intuitive, emotional, and empathetic, so much so that intuitional institution or institutional intuition is considered a feminine characteristic feature. The message, thus it is loud and clear, bring in qualities of intuition and emotion at the heart. If the world is to survive and progress, there is, in the words of Eleanor Gordon, the symbol of our time, need to restore the so-called feminine aspect of men's nature, body over mind. I repeat this wonderful sentence. Feminine aspect, you have to bring feminine aspect to men's nature, body over the mind, emotion over reason, and soft over hard. These qualities can be emanated, can be developed, can be presented, can be projected, can be utilized as tools in the future management, specifically without any doubt through women leaders and developing the content and the number of women leaders who can deal and create a wonderful situation in this complexity of world, and especially the problems which the greater organizations will be facing at this juncture of the century. There is absolute necessity of increasing the context and increasing the number of women leaders in an organization to achieve best results. Thank you all.